Tensions between Israel and Hamas escalated dramatically on July 15, 2024, with a targeted airstrike on a residential building in Gaza City. The Israel Defense Forces confirmed the operation, stating its objective was to neutralize key figures within Hamas's military wing, the Izz ad-Din al-Qassam brigades. The primary target was Mohammed Deif, the elusive commander believed to be responsible for orchestrating numerous attacks against Israel. The strike resulted in the destruction of the building and a high number of casualties. While the IDF maintains that the operation was directed at a legitimate military target, reports indicate a significant number of civilian deaths, including women and children. The incident has drawn widespread condemnation from the international community, with many questioning the proportionality of the attack and its impact on innocent lives. The targeting of Mohammed Deif, a figure shrouded in secrecy and considered a symbol of Hamas's resistance, represents a significant escalation in the conflict. Deif has survived multiple assassination attempts by Israel, and his ability to evade capture has made him a legendary figure among Palestinian militants. This latest attempt to eliminate Deif underscores the ongoing struggle between Israel and Hamas, a conflict characterized by cycles of violence and retaliation that have plagued the region for decades. The aftermath of this strike, with its heavy civilian toll, raises serious questions about the effectiveness of such operations and the potential for further escalation. Mohammed Deif, the intended target of the Israeli airstrike, is a shadowy figure who has been a thorn in the side of Israeli intelligence for decades. Born in the Khan Yunis refugee camp in Gaza in 1965, Deif joined the ranks of Hamas in its early days, quickly rising through the organization's military wing due to his tactical acumen and ruthlessness. He is believed to be the mastermind behind some of the deadliest attacks against Israel during the Second Intifada, including suicide bombings and the development of Hamas's rocket arsenal. His ability to evade capture, surviving multiple assassination attempts by Israel, has earned him a mythical status among his followers, and instilled fear in the hearts of many Israelis. Deif's operational strategy has focused on asymmetric warfare, recognizing the imbalance of power between Hamas and the Israeli military. He has emphasized the use of tunnels, rockets, and suicide bombings to inflict maximum damage, while minimizing losses. His tactics, while effective in sowing terror and disrupting Israeli life, have also resulted in significant civilian casualties on both sides of the conflict. Israel considers Deif a high-value target, holding him responsible for the deaths of hundreds of civilians. His elimination, from their perspective, would be a significant blow to Hamas's operational capabilities and a deterrent against future attacks. However, the potential consequences of such an action, as evidenced by the recent airstrike, raise serious ethical and strategic concerns. Israeli officials point to Deif's long and bloody history of orchestrating terrorist attacks, arguing that his continued existence poses an unacceptable risk to the security of their citizens. They maintain that the strike was carried out with precision, targeting a site used by Hamas for military purposes, and that all necessary precautions were taken to minimize civilian casualties. Israeli official Hamas intentionally embeds its military infrastructure within civilian areas, using innocent lives as shields. This tactic complicates our efforts to target militants while minimizing collateral damage and places the responsibility for civilian casualties squarely on Hamas. The Israeli government maintains that it has a right and a duty to defend its citizens from terrorism, even if it requires taking preemptive action. They argue that the international community must recognize the unique security challenges faced by Israel and support their right to defend themselves against those who seek to destroy them. The Israeli airstrike, while aimed at Hamas leadership, resulted in a heavy toll on innocent lives, further inflaming tensions and sparking international outrage. Reports from Gaza indicate that over 90 civilians, including women and children, were killed in the attack. UN representative. These casualties have drawn condemnation from across the globe, with many world leaders and international organizations expressing grave concerns over the disproportionate use of force. Images of the devastation, including the mangled bodies of children pulled from the rubble, have flooded news cycles worldwide, generating widespread sympathy for the plight of Palestinian civilians caught in the crossfire. Gaza resident. The incident has fueled accusations of war crimes, with human rights groups calling for an independent investigation into the circumstances surrounding the strike. The high civilian death toll has also sparked protests in numerous countries, with demonstrators denouncing Israel's actions and calling for an end to the occupation of Palestinian territories. International observer. The international community, already critical of Israel's policies in Gaza, has expressed alarm over the escalation of violence and its impact on the already dire humanitarian situation in the besieged enclave. The incident has further complicated efforts to broker a lasting peace agreement between Israelis and Palestinians, highlighting the urgent need for a renewed diplomatic push to address the root causes of the conflict and prevent further bloodshed.